Hi students, Namaskar. In the earlier classes we completed 5 problems in rectification, that to be before preparing the trial balance. Now we are entering into the problems after preparing the trial balance. What? We are into the problem after preparing the trial balance. See, when you are disclosing the errors after preparing the trial balance, keep remember pass normal journal entries. What? Normal journal entries. Okay, while passing normal journal entries, wherever required, you can use suspense account. What account we have to use? We have to use the suspense account. Now my question is, what is suspense account? When it is to be opened? See, I tell you, suspense account is a temporary account. Sorry, excuse me. Suspense account is a temporary account opened to make the trial balance to agree. I repeat, trial balance is an account temporarily opened to make the trial balance to agree. Now the question is, when this suspense account arises? Suspense account arises when there are one-sided errors. What do you mean by one-sided errors? That is partial omission errors and errors of commission. Partial omission means purchased goods entered in purchase account but not in supplier's account, or else not in cash account. That is called one-sided errors. Wrong casting, wrong totaling, recording in wrong side, posting in wrong ledger. These are all the examples of errors of commission. These errors will affect the agreement of trial balance. They never make the trial balance to agree. In such case, we have to open a special account. That account is called a suspense account. To make you understand, I take a small example. See here. Purchase book over cost. Now my dear students, purchase means what? Expenses. According to the Panchatareyaru, expenses comes where? Debit side. Expenses comes where? Debit side. When it is over cost, what is the thing that you have learnt in BRS chapter? When it is over cost, we have to take it in opposite side. Opposite side means किधर लेना? क्रेडिट साइड में लेना. किसको क्रेडिट साइड में लेना? परचेज बुक को क्रेडिट साइड में लेना. नाउ व्हाट इज योर जर्नल एंट्री? 2 purchases आता, right? Because you have taken purchases in the credit side. Now my dear student, what we have to take in the debit side? That is what the one-sided error we have to take suspense account debit. I hope my dear students did you understood regarding how to pass the entry for this? Keep the purchases in the opposite side because of over cost. Then what to take in debit side? We have to take suspense account. That is what the appearance of suspense account is. If the same thing, instead of over cost, if it is under cost, we have to take it in same side. Same side means debit side. So purchases account debit में आता, credit में क्या लिखना? Suspense account लिखना. This is what the thing you have to remember. Okay, fine. Let us get ready with the format. So before doing solution for this, let us have a format. Shall we go for format? Now, rectified journal entries. Okay. See, this question is from class 6 CA study manual from 5th question. Correct the following errors found in the books of Mr. Dutt. The trial balance was out by 493 excess credit. और ट्रायल बैलेंस कौन सा साइड ज़्यादा है, क्रेडिट साइड में ज़्यादा है. When it is excess credit, we have to take it in what side? We have to take it in opposite side. Opposite side मतलब किधर लिखना? डेबिट साइड में लिखना. कब? when you prepare a ledger. It is to be taken when you are preparing ledger. Fine. So let me move on to the first point. An amount of 100 received from D Das. Please remember, my dear student, whenever you received from a person, you should never call it as an income. That already I told you. Received from D Das means who is D Das? D Das is debtor. D Das will decrease. When asset decreases, he is to be credited as a correct entry, but has omitted to enter in the books of cash book. वो कैश बुक में नहीं डाले आप. क्या होता when you received cash from D Das? So your cash will increase. Cash means asset. Asset is to be debited. Did you people recorded this entry in your books? No, this is not recorded in cash book at all. Then what the rectification is? Keep the correct in the same place. Shift the wrong in the opposite place. There is no wrong things, right? Both are correct. You take it in credit side, you take this in debit side. Then what's the journal entry? Cash account debit to D DOS account. That is the answer for a first point. So let us write cash account debit to D DOS account. Tell me how much amount we have to record. It is an amount of rupees 100, right? So you record 100 dash 100 being cash received from D Das is now recorded. Being cash received from D Das is now recorded. That should be your narration. Okay, fine. Let me move on to second one. Total of purchase return inwards book बोले. What do you mean by return inward? रिटर्न इनवर्ड मीन्स हमको गुड्स वापस आ गए. हमको गुड्स वापस आ गया तो क्या बोलते हैं इसको? हमें सेल्स रिटर्न्स कहते बोलते. व्हेन गुड्स रिटर्न बैक टू ओस, इट इज कॉल्ड रिटर्न इनवर्ड एज अ सेल्स रिटर्न्स. सेल्स रिटर्न्स इज ऑलवेज डेबिट. हैज बीन कैश्ड शॉर्ट. क्या हुआ? शॉर्ट हुआ, कम हुआ. कम हुआ तो किधर डालना? सेम साइड ही डालना. किधर डालना? सेम साइड डालना. सेम साइड मतलब किधर लेना? सेम साइड. वेयर वी हैव टू टेक? वी हैव टू टेक इट इन सेम साइड. सेम साइड मीन्स वी हैव टू टेक sales returns in debit side. Then what happens when you take sales returns in the debit side? What happens? Now your journal entry will be sales returns account debit to. क्रेडिट साइड में क्या डालना? क्रेडिट साइड वी गेट. दिस इज वन साइडेड एरर because under cost, over amount, under amount, wrong side of a ledger, all called one sided error. Wherever you get one sided error, we have to write suspense account. So now let me write the second entry. That is what? Sales returns. Sales returns means return inwards account debit to सस्पेंस अकाउंट. कितना है इनमें अमाउंट हो? वो भी 100 है ना. 100 डैश 100 बीइंग क्या लिखना? नरेशन. बीइंग अंडर कॉस्ट इन रिटर्न इनवर्ड्स बुक इज रेक्टिफाइड. आई होप यू गॉट इट राइट व्हेन टू यूज सस्पेंस अकाउंट. सी द नेक्स्ट वन. Purchase of office table. Oh, what you have purchased? Office table costing rupees 300. had been posted through the purchase day book. किधर रिकॉर्ड किए? परचेज. Purchase of office table. What do you mean by office table? Office table means furniture. When you purchased furniture, क्या हुआ? Furniture increase हुआ, asset increase हुआ तो debit करना. But unfortunately, where you have taken in purchase day book. Purchase day book means what? Expenses. What debit it is? Wrong debit. Because expenses means debit the increase. Now, what is your rectified entry? As you people know, keep the correct in the same place, shift the wrong in the opposite place. Means credit side. Now, what will be your entry? Furniture account debit to purchases account. That is the entry number 3. So, let us write the third entry. Furniture account debit to purchases account. How much it is? An amount of rupees 300. Now let me move on to the fourth one. Rupees 375 paid for wages to workman. What you have made? You paid wages to workman. For what? For making a showcase. You know showcase, right? Used to they construct showcase in a particular hall of every home. That showcase is also called, my dear children, comes under the category of furniture. वो has been charged to wages account. आपने किधर रिकॉर्ड किया? wages account में. So furniture means what? Asset. Asset increase हुआ तो क्या करना? Debit करना, वो credit. Correct debit. But आपने क्या किया? Recorded, charged in wages account. What it is? Wrong debit. Now what might be your rectified entry? As you know very well, keep the correct in the same place. किधर डालना है इसको? Same place में ही डालना. Fine. A opposite डालना. Debit है ना? It is to be taken in the credit side. Where we have to record? We have to record in the opposite side. So it is to be recorded in the debit side and it goes to the credit side. Now let me move on to the next entry. That is entry number what? 4. What entry we have to pass? Wait for a few seconds. Okay, I use a finger to write. Now what we have to do now? It is to be taken in opposite side. It is to be taken in same side. Now what is the journal entry? Furniture account debit to wages account. Let us write the fourth one. Furniture account debit to wages account. It is an amount of rupees how much? 375. Being wrong debit to wages account is rectified. Fine, let us move on to the next concept. See what is there in your material. I think fifth point, right? Be careful and concentrate. A purchase of 67 had been posted to the trade payable account. Oh, trade payable means what? Creditor. कितना रिकॉर्ड किए? 67 रिकॉर्ड किए. Now my dear student, that this is the first time we are getting this kind of transaction. Be careful, never get tensions, be cool and calm in understanding. You have purchased 67 rupees goods from a creditor. From a creditor means from a trade payable. Okay, have purchased. बाद में क्या किए? In trade payable account, you have recorded 60. Now my question is, where the mistake is committed? Is it in purchases account or else in trade payable account? The mistake is committed in trade payable. For trade payable, for creditor 67, you have recorded only 60. What does it mean? Now tell me with clarity. Creditor means liability. Liability means credit the increase. कितना क्रेडिट करना था? 67 करना था. आपने कितना किया? 60 किया. This is called under credit by how much? 7 rupees. When it is under credit, what we have to do? Take it in what side? Same side. Same side means what? Credit side लेना. I hope did you understood my dear students? वो परचेज नहीं लेना हमें, Purchased goods for 67. Please concentrate. Purchased goods for 67. Posted to the trade payable account. Trade payable means creditor. In creditor account you have recorded 60. Instead of 67 you have recorded only 60. That is called under credit, because you have recorded less amount in the creditor, under credit. When it is under credit, take it in same side means credit side. Now what might be your journal entry? Debit में क्या लेना अब? Debit में suspense account debit to creditors account. How much amount we have to take? Only 7 rupees we have to take, but not the full amount of 67. I hope you got it right. Instead of recording 67, you have recorded 60 rupees in the trade payable. Now you have to do the rectification for only 7 rupees. For this, the journal entry will be entry number 5. That is suspense account debit to what? Trade payables account. How much we have to record? Only 7 rupees. Being under credit in trade payables account is rectified. Trade payable is nothing but creditor. I hope you got it right. First time we come across, but we will read the same concept for so many points, so many problems in the further stage. A check for rupees 200 received from PC Joshi. Oh, it is a received. Remember, you should not call it as a income, because you have received from PC Joshi. When you received from PC Joshi, the debtor will decrease. When the debtor decrease, the debtor is to be what? Credited, because asset decreased. Has been dishonored. Oh, bapre. Now tell me, what is important? Is it received is important or dishonor is important? Is it marriage is important? Is it divorce is important? Now received is not important, divorce is important. Divorced. What happened? When the check received dishonored, then your PC Joshi means your debtor will increase. What to do? The debtor is to be debited as a correct debit. Dishonored is important, received is not important. When you received from PC Joshi, the debtor decreases. When it is a dishonored, again the debtor increases, because the bills goes back to the debtor. Debtor increases, debit. Was posted to the debit of allowances account, where it is recorded allowances account as a wrong debit. Now what is your rectified entry? Keep the correct in the same place, shift the wrong in the opposite place. Wrong means debit becomes credit. Now your entry will be what? PC Joshi account debit to allowances account. Entry number 6. PC Joshi's account debit to allowances account. Tell me, my dear student, is this an amount of how much? It is an amount of rupees 200 dash 200. Please concentrate to the explanation very carefully. The way how I explain. 1000 rupees paid for purchase of motorcycle. Why you have paid? You paid 1000 for purchase of motorcycle. Motorcycle means asset. You have purchased asset. When asset increases, it is to be debited, correct, from Mr. Dutt. Had been charged to miscellaneous expenses account. Again, charged means debit. Where it is debited? Miscellaneous expenses. So it is what debit? Wrong debit. Now what is your procedure? Keep the correct in the same place, shift the wrong in the opposite place. Now what will be your entry? Motor car account debit to miscellaneous expenses account. That is the entry number what? Entry number 6. That is motorcycle account debit to trade expenses account. What is the amount? 1000 rupees. What narration you are supposed to write? Being wrong debit in trade expenses account is miscellaneous expenses account is rectified. That is miscellaneous, not trade expenses. What they have mentioned? They have mentioned miscellaneous expenses. being wrong debit to miscellaneous expenses account is rectified. I think you got it right. Now let me move on to the next one. Goods amounting to rupees 100 had been returned by a customer. Returned by a customer means sales returns. क्या करना है इसको? Debit करना. Were taken into inventory. वो inventory में लिए. But no entry in respect of this was made in the books. No entry is passed. Now what to do? Goods 400 returned by a customer. Returned by a customer means sales returns. Here who is customer? Customer means debtor. Debtor क्या होता अब? Debtor will decrease. Why? Because when the debtor returned goods, debtor decreases, debtor is to be credited as a correct credit. Sales returns increases debit, goods from debtor decreases credit. This entry is not passed. Now the entry is what? Now the entry will be sales returns account debit to customer's account. The entry number is 8. To customer's account. Customer is nothing but debtors. Sales returns is nothing but what we call return in. How much amount, my dear students? It is an amount of rupees 100. Fine. Now let me move on to the last one. A sale of 200 to Singh and Company sale was wrongly credited to their account. Entry was made correctly in sales account. Bapre, another important concept. Most important. Be careful. A sale of 200 to Singh and Company wrongly credited to their account. However, sales entry was made correctly in the sales book. How the entry is made? Entry was made correctly in the sales book. When the entry was made correctly in the sales book, you ignore the sales. Leave the sales. Because sales में correct हुआ है. Sales में rectification नहीं करना. Because the entry was made correctly in the sales book. Sales book में entry correct है. So sales account is not to be taken for rectification. अब wrong किधर हुआ? When you go sold goods to Singh and Company is your debtor. Singh and Company is your debtor. When you sold goods to Singh and Company, debtor increases. Debtor increase हुआ तो क्या करना? Debit करना. क्या करना? Debit करना. But आपने क्या किए? Credited to their account. Their means which account? Singh and Company account. Singh and Company account में क्या किया आपने? In Singh and Company account, you have credited as a wrong credit. My dear student, please be careful in understanding this particular transaction. Another most important one. When you sold goods, the Singh and Company is your debtor. Debtor account is to be credited. But what you have done? You have taken in the credit side of their account, in the credit side of Singh and Company account. अब वहाँ पर क्या हुआ अब? Singh and Company में डेबिट करना था, but unfortunately Singh and Company में क्रेडिट किए. But you have done correctly in sales account. Sales account में कुछ भी mistake नहीं है. So sales account is not to be taken for rectification. सेल्स अकाउंट में करेक्ट एंट्री डाले आप किधर रॉन्ग डाले? इंस्टेड ऑफ डेबिटिंग Singh and Company, you have credited to Singh and Company. Now what is your rule of rectification? Keep the correct in the same place, shift the wrong in the opposite place. Singh and Company डेबिट करना, ये Singh and Company wrong credit हुआ है, वो भी Singh and Company डेबिट में डालना. So entry is what? Singh and Company account debit. Oh, this is correct. Again Singh and Company credit है ना, उसको भी डेबिट में लाना. Singh and Company account debit. So how many times you have written Singh and Company? We have written 2 times Singh and Company. Because in BRS we used to tell, instead of taking debit, if you carry forward to credit, we used to take the double amount, right? Here also we have to follow the double amount. Why? Because instead of debiting Singh and Company, you have credited Singh and Company. मालूम हो रहा मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? Instead of debiting to Singh and Company, you have credited Singh and Company. So Singh and Company account debit, Singh and Company account debit. बाद में क्या लेना? Credit side में We have to take the credit side, Apad Bandhava. That Apad Bandhava is your suspense account. Now the entry is what? Entry number 9. Single company account debit. Single company account debit to suspense account. How much amount we have to record for single company? 200 dash dash 200. Being wrong credit to single company is rectified. Instead of writing this, I write one more time. Actually, how we have to write it in the exam? I show you how to write it in the exam. Instead of writing 2 times single company, we have to write single company account debit suspense account. Instead of writing 2 times as a single company, you take the amount as 2 times. कितना हुआ वो? 200 कुल मिला के 4000 है ना, 400 है ना. Being wrong credit to single company is rectified. Now what we have to do? After doing all these things, my dear students, we have to prepare even one ledger, that is suspense account में ज़्यादा credit है ना, excess credit है ना, so we have to prepare a ledger, that is suspense account. Prepare suspense account, a ledger account. It is just your PUC knowledge. Shall we write? So when you concentrate on the first entry, we have a first entry, excess credit है ना, ये पैरा excess credit है ना. किधर लेना excess credit? बोले तो opposite side. Opposite बोले तो किधर लेना? Debit side में लेना है ना. So let us write to excess credit. How much amount is excess credit? The amount of excess credit is 493. So we have to take 493. Now you see the first journal entry. Whether you used any suspense account? No, suspense account is not here. Sales returns account debit to suspense account. Oh, इधर तो suspense है ना. What we are having here? We have a suspense account. Sales returns is in what side? It is in debit side of journal. Please listen. Sales returns is in the debit of journal. So it goes to where? It goes to the credit side of ledger by sales returns account. How much amount? It is an amount of rupees. See how much amount? 100 rupees. Likewise, we have to read every transaction. In third entry, note there is no surplus, means suspense. In fourth entry also no suspense. See the fifth entry. Suspense account debit to trade payable. To trade payable means it is in the credit of journal. When it is in the credit of journal, it goes to the where? Debit of ledger as a 7 rupees. To what account we have to write? We have to write trade payables account. ₹7. See the next one. Oh, PC Joshi to allowances, there is a no suspense. Motorcycle to miscellaneous expenses, no suspense. Sales returns to customer, no suspense. Here single company account debit, single company account debit, both are in the debit of journal. When it is both are in the debit of journal, they goes to where? Credit side of ledger. Oh, here 200 dash 400 है ना, 200 dash 400. Oh, this is being written with combined entry. Single company account debit to suspense. Single company is in the debit of journal, so it goes to where? Credit side, that is by single company account. How much amount we have to write? 400. Now you close your suspense account. See whether your suspense account is agrees or not. Yes, it agrees, right? Please, my dear student, this is the first problem with suspense account. Errors are disclosed after preparing the trial balance. Please understand, it's a little bit tough one. In the starting you get confusions. If you listen to the same video twice or thrice, you feel so easy. Thank you so much. Bye bye.